Hi, my name is Fernandez. I'm a student from the grade 10A, and I'm about to tell you a summary about the part 3, chapters 7 to 10 of the book Pride and Prejudice. So I got the main points from in a summary here in my graphic organizer. So I'm gonna read those points and then explain to you what it's about. So in chapter 7, Elizabeth, at the time that she knows about the wedding, she feels good. Even that she don't like the Lydia's way of acting, because you know that Lydia was kind of acting strange. She was being like superior in a way, like arrogant way. So the second thing is basically everybody finds out that Lydia and Wickingham are going to get married. Mr. Bennet receives from Mr. Gardiner a letter. So basically, at the beginning of the chapter, everybody finds out that there's gonna be a wedding getting between Lydia and Wickham. So everybody are like, no, I don't want that, and other people are like, yes, I want that. Okay. Then in chapter 8, there are two main points. So Wickham joined to the regulars by leaving the militia. You know that Wickham was in a group called militia, and he passes to the regulars when he get married with Lydia. Mr. Bennet don't like the idea of leaving Lydia go to the Longbourn town, because he thinks that she do not need to go and do not need to get like in more arrogant way, because she will get in more arrogant way if she goes with Wickham to there. Mr. Gardiner writes and talks to Mr. Bennet about the depth of the initiative for marrying Lydia. So the Mr. Gardiner Mr. Bennet has like a lot of depths for Wickham, like initiatives depths, because they need to have the reputation of Lydia in a good way. So he had to pay a lot of debts for the wedding, especially Mr. Gardiner helps him to pay that things. In chapter 9, Elizabeth, Jane, and Mr. Bennet discuss the idea of Lydia's wedding, but now is too late for knowing that. I was meaning yo, of course, but it's too late for going back because they are in a wedding now. But they don't care and stay at their home for almost 10 days. Everybody in that home was like totally discussing the idea of their wedding, because Lydia was like, now I have a husband, so I'm the most important person in the house, and etc. Lydia tells Elizabeth about Darcy's assistance to the wedding. The chapter ends with the shocking behavior of Lydia, with Jane and Elizabeth writing to her aunt. So Lydia starts telling that like Darcy was in the wedding and other things, like he planned the wedding and things like that. But she obviously don't believe it, and she obviously wanted to know the reason and wanted to know more about that. So she writes to her aunt, to Mr. Gardiner, to find out what's happening with Darcy and the wedding. That is the end of chapter 9. In chapter 10, Darcy was the one who found Lydia and Wickham, and also who paid for the debts for the marriage and of Wickham and Lydia, of course. So he found them. They together, and then he paid for her marriage. like in products, in customs and things like that. And the second idea is that Elizabeth now can't get married with Darcy, and Wickingham talks with Elizabeth about Pemberley. So Elizabeth now like leave apart her feelings for Darcy, because she knows that she could never now marry Darcy, because they are like a similar family, close members, because the weather of Lydia and Wickingham take place. And then Wickingham finds out that Elizabeth was writing another letter for knowing what was doing Darcy. So because of that, Wickingham get to the place and start talking about that thing, because he like kind of realizes what is doing Elizabeth. So he don't like the idea of Elizabeth getting informed of the situation. And okay, the main things that I like in this chapter was like the shocking changing attitude of Lydia, because you know that Lydia was like a calm person, like a normal person, but now she's like more arrogant, more egocentric, and things like that, more hypocrite and things like that. So that's the main thing that I like in the chapter. The things that I'm gonna predict is simple. So basically, I think that in the next chapters, Lydia will divorce and get a part of Wickingham, because the debts that remain in secret make them broke their relation. So there are gonna appear debts that are supposed that doesn't exist, but they are gonna appear, and because of that debts, they are gonna broke their relation, and it doesn't care that they are in a marriage now. So I think that that's gonna happen, and Elizabeth, of course, will not throw away her feelings for Darcy. So I think that that's gonna happen. So thank you so much, and goodbye. Thank you for watching.